Ladies and gentlemen, the liberal mainstream media is out of control and have become the enemy of the people. They must be stopped. It is our mission to make the endless boundaries of social media the enemy of the liberal mainstream media. The names have not been changed because they are not innocent. Hello, everyone. You are listening to the Liberal Media Takedown with Tom Holt. And I'm Tom Holt. Hey, folks, before we get started here at the Liberal Media Takedown, I want to do a shout out to the Trump Fan Network 2 over on YouTube. It is the best YouTube channel out there that exposes the liberal mainstream media for what they are, the enemy of the people. That's the Trump Fan Network 2. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Make sure they like, share, and subscribe. You won't be sorry. It's the best YouTube channel on the internet that exposes the liberal mainstream media for who they are. Thank you. All right, here we go. It's been an exciting, intense 2 weeks in America and in the world, and the biggest news by far is the extermination of the vermin known as Qasem Soleimani. Now, I know you've heard different words in the media to describe what's happened. CNN, MSNBC, and some of your Democrat buddies out there were very fond of the word assassination. They like that word because it's a noun, and you can mess around with nouns more than a verb to make a point. I say exterminate. Very simply, dead. Now, when you use words like assassination, it brings a different picture to mind for me. I think of Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King. Now, all those men were assassinated. Now, believe it or not, this is what the liberal mainstream media wants you to do too. They want you to view Soleimani's death just as important as the great men I just mentioned. I know you're saying, but why do they do that? Well, there's one reason, and there's one reason only. Donald Trump. This kind of shows how they want to twist and try to form public opinion. They want you to go away thinking that President Trump has done something wrong here, when in fact he has done nothing wrong. But what do you expect from the liberal mainstream media? After all, they are the Democrat Party. I mean, look how they covered everything and how the Democrat Party agreed with practically everything and even made up some of their own stuff to pile on. I mean, it was really incredible to watch. Now, as you know, it's more important for us here to bring to light the bias of the liberal mainstream media. And just so we're clear on who that actually is, I'm going to remind you. It is CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, and NBC. These are the big five in media in the television world. I know a couple of you aren't so sure about the big networks, but make no mistake about it. They are all in it together, doing everything they can to get rid of Donald Trump. They want him out of the White House. Now, for us, why is it more important to spotlight the liberals in the media? Why do we call them the enemy of the people? Number one, because they are. But to be fair, let's examine. The people in the media are hired guns for the Democrat Party. It's a job where we, the people, have no say on who is on the TV. We can't hire them, nor can we fire them. I mean, there used to be a time when if you got no ratings in TV, well, you lost your show. But not in politics and not with these people. It just won't happen. Politicians, on the other hand, can be voted in and out of office by we the people. We have a little control. So this is what makes the liberal mainstream media so dangerous and why they are the enemy of the people. Okay, I'm going to take you back to the 2016 election. And anyone who watched or read anything really almost knew, because of the news reporting and what everybody was saying, that Hillary Clinton was going to be the first female president of the United States. Whoopsie daisy. It didn't happen. Donald Trump beat the living daylights out of her. So the media, which by the way included Fox News at the time, got it all wrong. These are the trusted people we look to for the truth. These upstanding journalists are the pillar of the country who give us the news without bias or favoritism. Baloney. No one got fired, and the same people still have their job, and asking the questions, never having to answer anything. No one ever asked them the questions. They are very powerful, and it's a large group of people, and it's their job to shape the opinion of the American people, not reflect it. So with Qasem Soleimani being taken to room temperature, the liberal mainstream media went right into action, trying to convince the American people and the world what a bad thing this was for everybody. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to frighten people into believing that the wrath of Iran would soon be upon us. They built this up like Iran was the most feared country on the face of this earth and would answer back in such a way that we couldn't even imagine. What did Iran do? Oh, they fired 2 billion missiles at 2 of our military bases in Iraq. All right, it wasn't 2 million, but if you watched the news, they had the attack from Iran on a loop. Then they were showing the same missiles being fired over and over again to make it appear that they were firing tons of missiles at us. Now, the liberal mainstream media was overjoyed because their speculation that many American soldiers were going to die would only prove that they were right and Donald Trump would be responsible for the deaths of our own soldiers. It didn't happen. No lives were lost, and really only about 20 missiles were fired. So what do they do next? Well, almost as predictable as the Four Seasons, they started saying things like, Iran meant to do that. They didn't really want to kill anyone. The liberal media wanted to portray Iran as the messengers of peace. I mean, give me a break. Andrea Mitchell told us all that if Iran really wanted to do us harm and kill a lot of people, they could have done it. Their equipment is that sophisticated. The real truth is they did try to kill. Go online, look at the photos of the damage at the military bases that these rockets did. They did a lot of damage. And if anyone was anywhere near where they hit, these people would have died. It's just another reason why the liberal mainstream media is the enemy of the people. What happened next? Well, we started getting reports that a Ukrainian airliner was shot down with all 176 people aboard killed. Now, see how I use the word kill? Because that's what happened. I guess I could have said they were exterminated or assassinated, but neither are true. They were killed. How did the liberal mainstream media portray this one? It's predictable when you remember the liberal mainstream media has chosen sides with Iran over America. That's right. It was a mistake. They didn't mean to do it. But the way the liberal mainstream media came to Iran's defense was simply amazing. Even that wimpy guy in Canada used words like unknowingly. The media tried to say that Iran thought it was a U.S. aircraft, and that's why it happened. They tried every angle for several days to blame America. It's always America's fault. It's the Blame America crowd, folks. Even this crazy little fella, presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg, tweets out, "Innocent civilians are now dead because they were caught in the middle of an unnecessary and unwanted military tit-for-tat. My thoughts are with the families and loved ones of all 176 souls lost aboard this flight." Tit for tat? This is a former military guy who wants to be the president of the United States. But he actually gets caught up in the liberal mainstream media and blames Trump. It's a very dumb thing to say. Although he did use the word souls like he's hip to air travel lingo. Maybe he should have thrown in a niner in there too. What a dope. The liberal media fails to educate everyone that America is the strongest country on the face of the earth. And if we really wanted to, we could destroy Iran in 30 minutes. We could turn the place into rubble. They can't say that, though. Yet they try to scare the American people that Iran is all great and powerful. It's not about reporting the news. It's about getting rid of Donald Trump. That's all that is about with these guys. Everything they do, they wake up in the morning figuring out ways, how to twist the story, how to do it. That's all they want to do is get Donald Trump out of the White House. To them, Donald Trump is the problem, not Iran or their terrorist general. And once again, they take sides with the bad guys because they will do or say anything to get rid of President Trump. Remember when they took sides with MS-13? Donald Trump said they were animals, and how outraged Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats were. They lumped it in with all Spanish American people or all Spanish people. He was talking about MS-13. That he had bad words to say about Hamas, and they didn't like that either. And then when our SEALs took out al-Baghdadi, that was a problem for them too. They didn't like that. We were gonna suffer the consequences for that too. And now they do it here with Soleimani in Iran. When was the last time you saw the liberal media do a positive story on the president? They just don't do it. The liberal mainstream media is the enemy of the people. And when we return, you will hear my interview with Qasem Soleimani. Ladies and gentlemen, the liberal mainstream media is out of control and have become the enemy of the people. They must be stopped. It is our mission to make the endless boundaries of social media the enemy of the liberal mainstream media. The names have not been changed because they are not innocent. Okay, folks, welcome back. Now, I have a real treat for you today. I have on the phone a very special guest. He has been in the news a lot lately, and he's no stranger when it comes to controversy. On the phone with me right now is Qasem Soleimani, who was once a general in the Iranian army. Hey, General, how you doing today?
Not so good.
Gee, General, what seems to be the problem?
Oh, I have a splitting headache that just won't go away. But other than that, things seem to be a little quiet.
General, you are aware that you're no longer with us, right?
Yes, I know. I was blown up. Did you see the photos? I was blown up really good.
Yeah, General, you were blown up real good. Can you kind of tell us what happened?
I would be glad to. Well, I was flying into Iraq on a business trip. It was a nice flight. The in-flight movie was Goodfellas. I just love that Robert De Niro.
General, you say that you were flying into Iraq on a business trip. What type of business?
Well, I own my own tilapia farms, and I was going to check on my fish.
Check on your fish.
Yes, check on my fish. Why do you question me?
Well, here in America, we were kind of told that you were there to promote and help plan some terrorist activities at some of our American embassies and kill or assassinate American soldiers. Is there any truth to that?
Oh, well, that's just a hobby of mine. I don't do it full time, and I don't think your president should have done to me what he did.
Well, it's funny you say that because here in America, we have people known as the liberal mainstream media who feel the same way you do. I think they will find it amusing that you farm fish.
As amusing as they may find it, I don't think I should have been blown up.
Well, getting back to that, General, what happened when you landed in Iraq?
Let's see. I got off the plane, and there was a car waiting for me. I remember one of my lieutenants handing me a yoo-hoo. I really love yoo-hoo. It's a chocolate drink you make in America. It's very tasty. We started to drive away, and all of a sudden someone yelled, "Duck!" I looked all around and then realized there are no ducks in Iraq. It's the last thing I remember until I came to with this splitty headache.
So, where are you right now, General?
I'm not really sure. It looks like a waiting room with some kind of people walking around. It's very hot. I wonder if they have air conditioning.
My guess, General, is that they do not have air conditioning where you are.
What are you trying to say?
General, I think you're about to find out. And I really thank you for this interview. It's been very enlightening.
Oh, you're welcome. Hello, sir. Can you get me a yoo-hoo?
Well, folks, that's it for today. And until next time, remember that the liberal mainstream media is the enemy of the people. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the liberal mainstream media is out of control and have become the enemy of the people. They must be stopped. It is our mission to make the endless boundaries of social media the enemy of the liberal mainstream media. The names have not been changed because they are not innocent.